Om 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 Sahana Vavato Sahanau Bhunakto Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamasto ma vidvisha Vahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidwaram Sadgurum Brahma Vidwaram. Om Shri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. Hari Om. We are in this day 2 of Dhyanaswarupam under this theme, the great vision of Vedanta. Dhyanaswarupam, it means the true nature of meditation. So yesterday we saw what is dhyana. Dhyanam nama swarupasya sahajam bhanam uchyate. Swarupa, my own nature, my own true nature, which is the balanced state of all the three gunas, the sattva guna, rajoguna, tamoguna. Its balanced state is sat, chit and ananda. It knows, and it is the source of bliss. Dhyanam nama swarupasya sahajam bhanam uchyate. Swarupa, the one that is of its original nature. What is the swarupa? The swarupa of sugar is its sweetness. The swarupa of water is its coolness and its taste. The swarupa of fire is its form, its light and heat. So form, light and heat, light only gives form. So if without that thing, that object is not that. For example, you may see the picture of a fire on a glass. Actually, it's moving like fire, but it is not fire because it does not have light and heat. So if there is light and there is heat, then the swarupa of fire is it is fire. Otherwise, it is not fire. In the same way, if there is sat, chit, and ananda, these three qualities, then it is the true nature of our own self. And being with that true nature is meditation, or allowing that nature to shine by itself without any other interpolation or without obstructing it in any means is called dhyana. So we saw up to the 4 verses yesterday. Mantra ekasya avartanam vai japo. So dhyana is not upasana, dhyana is not karma, and dhyana is also not mantra japa, repetition of a name. So what is this abidance in one nature? Meditation is abidance in one's nature. So what is my nature? I should know. If I have to abide in something, meaning if I have to rest in something, I have to be in something. What is that? I should know. So that's the 5th verse. Swarupam Satchidanandam Vijanan Swatmano Buddha Tishthatyevam Sada Yogi Swarupernaiva Nanyatha. Swarupam Satchit Anandam. The nature of my true self is Sat. Sat means something is. Life is there in us. No? Life. There is life. There is life in you. There is life in me. There is life in all living beings. That is Sat. Chit is that life is the knowing principle. It knows. Life knows about itself. Life sheds its light on our thoughts. Chit. Then you have Ananda. Life itself gives joy. That is why when somebody is not living, their body is there, everybody cries in that place because that joy-giving factor in that person has gone. It is not being experienced. So what is Ananda? That life, very life itself is joy. Very life itself is bliss, the expression of life. That is why when you see small children happily running about, You feel so joyful because they are full of life. Their expression of life is not obstructed by the mind. It is not obstructed by many desires. It is not obstructed by any wants. There are only basic needs of the child. When they are met, they are roaming around joyfully all the time. So Sat Chit Ananda is our true Swarupa. Rupa means form. Swarupa is the content of that form. Vijanan Swatmano Buddhaha. Swatmano Buddhaha Vijanan. The wise person knows Buddhaha Swa Atmanaha, one's own self, Vijanan. Tishtati evam sada yogi. The integrated yogi is an integrated person, meaning a very cultured person. The one who has practiced good expressions, restrained expressions or contained expressions, like not very wild, not very rustic in nature, but very, very cultured, very, very controlled and highly evolved being is a yogi. Sada tishtati evam. They remain in that state of being as Satchit Ananda. Swarupenaiva na anyatha. They are established in that Swarupa only. When we say they, there are three gunas, Sattva guna, Rajoguna and Tamoguna, are abiding in their true nature of Sat, Chit and Ananda. We all have our qualities. Our qualities are predominantly Rajas because we're engaging in the world, and also Tamas because left by ourselves, we like to sleep. We like that bliss of sleep. We like that bliss of not knowing anything in the state of sleep. So that is Tamoguna. But when the person transcends these two gunas and goes to Sattva guna, and when that person in Sattva guna abides in that Sattva guna only always, without descending into Rajas and Tamas, then such a person is said to be in that Swarupa na Anyatha. Anyatha means becoming Rajas sometimes and becoming Tamas sometimes. That is different from being just in Sattva all the time. So what is the sixth verse? We realize the practice of meditation is not possible, as meditation is not an action. Is meditation doing something? I am sitting, I am doing meditation. I do meditation every day, we say. But actually meditation is a being. It's a state of being. It's not doing. We do find that we are unable to abide in our own nature. Without doing or without practicing, how do I abide in my own nature? What should one do then is described further. To be in that state of meditation, there is some doing. What is that doing? Swarupe dridhanishthayai yatante sadhaka janaha dhyanabhyasena tasyaiva siddhanto varnyate adhuna. So siddhantaha, that philosophy, the principle, varnyate adhuna. Varnyate, it is being described now. Adhuna, now. What is that principle being described? Dhyana abhyasena tasya eva siddhantaha. Dhyana abhyasaha. Dhyana means ekatanata. Pratyayasya ekatanata dhyanam, says the Yoga Sutra. Pratyaya means thought. Having one thought and being in that one thought it is not avartanam. It is not repeating that thought, but holding that thought in our mind and just being with that thought, not even focusing attention, but being with that thought is meditation. So dhyana abhyasa means practice. In the Yoga Sutras again, even in the Bhagavad Gita also, Bhagavan talks about abhyasa a couple of times. In chapter 6 and chapter 12 also he talks about abhyasa. So what is abhyasa? Arjuna asked this question. Mano durnigraham chalam. This mind is capable of being disturbed all the time. The mind is wavering and it is wandering everywhere. It is very vayoriva sudushkara. It is very difficult to control the mind, as if you cannot hold the air and suppress it and make it straight. Make it just be normal. In the same way, the mind is very difficult to control. And how Bhagavan Shri Krishna says, Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha grhyate. How does this meditation happen then? How does the mind become in charge or in control? By abhyasa. What is abhyasa? Long time practicing something. Patanjali Yoga Sutra says Dirgha Kala, for a long period of time. Ajivana Paryantam. Sadashiva Brahmendra writes in his commentary. Ajivana means up to, don't even ask how long. Because our mind has not been controlled for lifetimes together. Since we took birth, since we were being born as human beings, the mind is not in charge, it's not in control. So, where is the question of controlling the mind? By a few days of practice. Dirgha Kala. And then it is not Dirgha Kala, long period of time, not once on January 1st and then once on next January 1st. No. Nairantarya, every day, Dirgha Kala, Nairantarya, Satkara, with a lot of respect. Don't just take that practice casually. Don't give due respect to the seat of meditation, to the space of meditation. Even when they do karate or even when they do Bharatanatyam, people are, what they do is they do namaskaram to the stage. In karate, it is called karate, it is called hos. They do this, they worship the stage, they give respect to the stage. In Bharatanatyam, it is called, there is even a jati tattum takadom nan 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 tattitadai. They start kautvam, Ganesha kautvam, and they do namaskara to the stage. They do namaskara to Nataraja, the dancer figure that is kept on stage. So, in the same way, the person who sits for meditation pays his prostrations to the deity that is present before or to the space and then begins the meditation. Abhyasa, Dirghakala, Nairantarya, Satkara, with respect. Asevita, paying a lot of attention to it, not scrolling on the mobile phone, not doing something else, but paying attention to that Asevita. Then what happens? And meditation becomes Dridha Bhumi. That mind of that meditator becomes a very steady and stable ground, out of which only what we plant will grow, not anything else that we are not aware of. Now, whoever throws the seeds in our mind, those seeds are sprouting because we are not aware of our mind. But the mind of the meditator is so aware, is so conscious, filled with consciousness, and it is so aware with a lot of practice and abhyasa for a long period of time, continuously, in many ways possible, in whatever way possible, and also with paying a lot of attention, they do meditation, it becomes Dridha. So, Swarupe Dridhanishthayai. In that Swarupa, the mind should become very steadily absorbed in that Swarupa, in that original nature of the true nature of the self. Yatante sadhaka janaha. Sadhakas are people who do sadhana. Yatante, the ones who strive towards it. It takes a lot of effort. It will not come, it will not happen in our life. We say, make it happen. I will make it happen. It will manifest. It doesn't manifest like that. We have to make the effort for meditation. Sadhaka janaha. How to take the effort? Dhyana abhyasa. By practicing meditation. First it is said that meditation is not something to be done, but to get to that state of not doing anything and being in meditation, we need to prepare. Like, for example, sleeping is effortless. We don't need to do anything to sleep. But before we sleep, we have to prepare the room, we have to prepare the bed, dust everything, remove all the dust and remove all the things in the bed. We have to lay the sheet very neatly. We have to keep the pillow in a correct position. And then we have to switch off the light. We have to make the ambient temperature very good for us, either with fan or air conditioner, whatever we use. The ambient temperature has to be comfortable. And then we have to finish all our other activities, wash our face, our feet, our hands, make ourselves fresh. And then we switch off the light, we lie down, we pull the sheet over us to cover ourselves from unwanted temperature fluctuations. We do that, and then we switch off we are told to switch off all the gadgets and keep them far away so that they don't disturb us. and all this, maybe drink a sip of water, make the inside comfortable with water, and all that, and then you go to lie down and sleep, and sleep takes over very naturally. But till that, so much of work has to be done. So the work here refers to the preparatory work for the state of getting into the state of meditation. Tasya eva siddhantaha varnyate adhuna. So this is being said, the siddhanta or the principle of what we need to do to meditate is being said. What is the principle and practice of meditation? Kriyaशीलः सदा जीवः स्थातुं शक्नोति नात्मनि अकर्मतस्ततः प्रोक्ता विधिर्ध्यानस्य योगिभिः. Kriyashilaha sada jivaha. The jiva or the individual being always is prone to action. If left to ourselves, we cannot sit quietly without moving our body, moving our mouth and speaking, looking here and there, shifting our eyes, looking up and down, or doing something or the other, or scrolling or swiping or pressing something on the phone, or playing some game, or fidgeting with the fingers, fidgeting with our hair, or slapping somebody, tapping somebody, taking the phone and talking to somebody. We cannot sit quietly without doing anything. Like even in the Bhagavad Gita, nahi kaschit kshanamapi jatu tishtatya karma krit karyate hyavashah karma sarva prakriti jair gunaihi. Nahi kaschit, by anybody, kshanamapi, even for a small moment, jatu tishtati akarma krita, they cannot be without doing any action. So karyatehi avashaha karma, even without their own mind participating in it, even without their own cognition, they are going on doing some action all the time. So kriyashila sada jivaha na shaknoti atmani akarmataha, na shaknoti statum shaknoti na atmani. The jiva or the individual being, living being, which is prone to action all the time, is not able to sit quiet in the self. It is not possible. Akarmataha, without any action. Tataha, therefore, prokta, vidhihi, dhyanasya, yogibhihi. The yogis, or the people who have climbed this ladder of meditation, or the yogis, climbed the horse of meditation, or climbed the mountain of meditation, who have climbed the steed of meditation, and they have reined in their mind very comfortably, the yogis, they give us methods by which we can quieten the mind and make it stand in meditation. Kriya rupa pratiyeta tathapi na kriya vidhihi samyamena hyupadhinam lupta santi cha tatkriyaha. The technique of meditation is being further elaborated. Kriya rupa pratiyeta, it may seem like action. Whatever we are doing, it may seem like action, but na kriya vidhihi. It is not actually an action. It is not some action by which we do some rules of action. It is not that. Samyamena hi upadhinam lupta santi cha tatkriyaha. How do these actions become very quiet? When the upadhis, when the body, mind and intellect are samyama. In the Patanjali Yoga Sutra, the meaning of samyama is given. Dharana, dhyana, samadhi, trayam ekatra samyamaha. So what is samyama? Dharana. Dharana is concentration. I have a thought, I have an object outside, or I have an object in the mind, and I am putting my attention completely and my focus completely. For example, if I have, the object should be a very elevating object. It is not that any object we meditate on an elevating object. Suppose there is this mantra, the form of Om that I am meditating, that I want to meditate upon. First I begin with dharana. Dharana is eyes closed, Take deep breaths, inhale and exhale deeply and completely. Relax every part of the body. Bring the focus to the incoming breath and the outgoing breath. And bring the form of Om in our mind. In between the forehead area, it is possible to bring that form. Recognize the form of Om, the shape of Om in any language that you are able to understand in your mother tongue or in Sanskrit or even in English. The form of Om is written. Bring your attention, mentally bring your attention. There's no movement of the eyes. The eyes are closed. The ears are not participating in the sounds from outside. The nose is not participating in the smells from outside. The tongue is not eating anything and tasting anything. Its tongue is lying quiet on the floor of the mouth. And the hands are also quiet on the lap. The fingers can be kept in Chin Mudra, like Dakshinamurti, Chin Mudra. It's a resting position of the fingers. And then, as you inhale and exhale, everything becomes very quiet without and within. You're able to bring your focus and attention to this form of Om, the mantra Om. How it rises and comes down like the letter 3 and then goes again, and then from the middle there is a tiny extension and there is a curve and there is a dot. We visualize the image of Om and we concentrate on that image. We keep our focus on that image. And in a short while, you see it's a visual concentration, and then it becomes auditory when you're able to think of the thought of Om and the meaning of Om, contemplation of the meaning of Om. The syllable which has a beginning, it has a continuous center, and it has an end, and it drops off into silence. Beginning with transforms itself into the middle portion. Concluding with the and then there is silence. This A and U in Sanskrit grammar becomes O. So we don't need to separate the A and separate the U and chant. There is no requirement. The grammatical rules provides that you can chant a mantra as then there is a formation of that energy within. Just bringing the attention to that feeling of that energy of the chant that we just made. Being with that energy, resting in it, is dhyanam. So kriya rupa pratiyeta tathapina kriya vidhihi samyamena hi upadhinam lupta santi cha tatkriyaha. When I dharana is concentration, dhyana is meditation, and finally samadhi samyak adhiyate manaha iti samadhi. So when we are meditating on this Om, that one thought of Om, our attention fully pours itself into that Om. Then there is no there is no separate existence for us Only Om is existing. It becomes an experience for many people who enter into this deep state of meditation. So when that is called samadhi, there is no I. Samadhi is more like love. In love, you love the other person so much that you don't really think about yourself. When people come home also for your something happens in your home, you're receiving guests. You're not actually thinking about how you look or what you are. You are busy talking to the guests, making them feel comfortable, taking care of them, taking care of their needs, asking them about what they want and what they are doing and how they are doing, listening to what they say. We are fully engrossed in them that we do not have an idea about that we are there or what we are doing, what our desires are. Nothing is there. Everything is transferred to the other person. In the same way, it is all happening within. In meditation, you invoke that Om inside you and focus your attention on that Om, and slowly, slowly, the attention gets completely absorbed by the Om, and it is as if Swarupa Shunyamiva, as if I am there, but it doesn't feel like I am existing separately, and there is only that Om that prevails. Lupta Santi cha tat kriyaha. So if I do this dharana, dhyana, and samadhi, which is called together samyama, samyak yama. Yama means discipline. Yama means controlled. Samyama means very well controlled. What are the things that are controlled? Upadhi. Upadhi is a body. The body is kept under control by the mudras, keeping the feet together, keeping the back straight. Samam kaya shiro grivam dharayannachalam sthiraha samprekshya nasikagram swam dishaschanavalokayan. Samam kaya, the body. Shira is head. Grivam, samam, keeping in one straight line. Samam kaya shiro grivam. Dharayan means holding it. Achalam, without any movement, steady. Sthiraha. Then sampreksha nasika gram swam. Look at the tip of my own nose means bring the focus of the attention to one point. Sampreksha nasika gram swam. Dishascha anavalokayan. Don't look here and there. Don't go here and there. Don't think about this and that. Don't open your eyes sideways and see what is happening or what needs to be done. Finish everything, come and sit for meditation. So dharayan achalam sthiraha sampreksha nasikagram swam dishascha anavalokayan. Then prashantatma, the inner conditioning of the mind. Prashantatma. Prashanta means completely steady, completely stable. Vigata bhihi, without any kind of a fear. Brahmachari vrate sthitaha. Brahmachari vrate means remembering that I am a student. I am a student of this practice of meditation, and I do not have any other desires and any other interests. These are the steps for meditation. Samyamena hi upadhinam. Upadhi, the body, the mind, and the intellect are all being brought into a steady state of existence. That is called, if we do that, then all the actions will automatically subside. Our restlessness will go away. The actions will become quiet. The 9th verse, asane nagatir lupta yadendriya kriyastatha tadatma cha swayam bhati satta rupaschidatmakaha. So asanena, now you have closed the eyes, the previous verse, samyamena. So samyama is to the mind. The mind is performing samyama, means dharana, dhyana, samadhi. The mind is brought within. The body is brought under check with asana. Asana means sitting in a sthiram sukham asanam, says Patanjali Maharishi. So what is asana? Asana is not necessary. All the other asanas that we do are all getting the body to a steady state of sthiram. And then comfortable position. It should not be stressed. It should not be tense. It should not be tight. But a steady and a comfortable posture is asana. By asana, gatihi lupta. My movement is quietened. Like when I keep myself in a steady, comfortable position, I'm not walking here and there. I cannot walk here and there. I cannot move here and there. Yada indriya, even the sukhasana or the siddhasana, the focus is on giving a broad base. The body becomes like a triangle. The head is sharp, the top part of the triangle, and then the shoulders are there, and then the whole body expands into that seated position like a triangle. So there is a lot of stability to that posture. Asanena gatir lupta yadendriya kriyas yada indriya kriyas tatha. Even the kriyas, even the actions of the indriyas are also quietened, like the eyes are quiet, the ears are not responding to any sounds, any disturbances from outside. The nose is not having its own agenda and going to the kitchen and checking if there's some biryani happening. When it's lunchtime, the nose is not doing all that. The tongue is not craving for some taste. And the skin is not holding on to some perceptions, some sensations that it wants to hold on to. The skin has also dropped any touch, that sense of touch. Everything is brought in charge. So tada atma cha swayam bhati. In such a position, in such a quietude of being, of the body, mind, intellect, and the sense organs, atma swayam bhati. That self automatically it shines. Like it is like that small child, when you go behind a small child, you try to attract the small child by doing something, the child will go away inside. But the moment you just leave chasing the child and just be there and do your own thing, do your own work, be engaged in your own work, the child will automatically come to you. In the same way, as long as we are sitting and searching for the Atma, it will not be available. But the moment you sit quietly and you just focus on your meditation practice, bringing the feet together in a comfortable position, steady and comfortable position, hands in Chin Mudra or Brahma Mudra. Chin Mudra is kept like this, Brahma Mudra is kept like this. Any comfortable mudra where you lock the energy. Mudra is, the energy is constantly flowing. It is flowing inside, outside, and outside, inside. But when you keep a mudra, the energy circuit is locked within. And the body is capable of being much more steady when the mudra is there. And then eyes are closed, mouth is closed, deep breaths are happening. You're not focusing on any of the sensations of the sense organs or the sensations of the body. And there are no desires being entertained in the mind, no agenda, nothing. The mind is relaxed completely. And the intellect also has only one decision, the decision to be seated in meditation and decision to allow the self to shine by itself. In this state, what happens? Tada atma cha swayam bhati. The self shines by itself. Satta rupas chidatmakaha. What is the nature of the atma? Satta. It is of the nature of pure, it is existent, it is there. It is conscious. And it is conscious means it knows it is there and it is existent. So this is a posture. So are there some more verses? Yes, there are two more verses only. Vijñātam yena vai rūpam nijam shantam sukhatmakam sarvatha vartamanopi jagatyasminna badhyate. So one person who has realized the true self through the knowledge from the Shastras given by the Guru and the Upanishads. They have heard that, they have contemplated on that, and then they are sitting to meditate, to realize that knowledge, to experience that knowledge. What happens to that person? How does he live in this world? Vijñātam yenavai rūpam nijam rūpam shantam sukhatmakam. The true form of the Atma is Shanta. Shanta means peaceful. Sukha Atmaka. It is of the nature of Sukha. It is of the nature of bliss. nijam, rupam, vijnatam, having known that sarvatha vartamanaha api jagat asmin na jagati asmin na badhyate. Such a person, even if they are engaging in this world all the time, they are not caught at all because they have realized the true nature of the self, the Atma, the man of realization who is called a Jnani. In one verse, there is this description of the person of realization, and we end with this 10th verse. It is getting over. The text has got over so fast, but it is a very, very brief text, very beautiful, and about what is meditation and what happens to the person who meditates. So we will read the first verse again. Dhyanam nama swarupasya सहजं भानमुच्यते नैतत् कर्म विशेषं वा सगुणोपासनं जपः. This book is also available with Chinmaya Prakashan. They're very thin books. Day before yesterday we saw Manashodhanam, and this is Dhyanaswarupam. Tomorrow we are going to see Jnana Saraha, the essence of knowledge. Where does dhyana lead to? Dhyana leads to knowledge of the self. We will see that tomorrow. Om Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayah, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Asatoma Sadgamaya, Tamasorma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate, Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Bole Shri Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Har Namah Parvati Pataye. Har Har Mahadeva. Hari Om.